Hey everybody, good morning. It's Dave and Bo. Today is December the 14th, 2024, and you're actually going to see this on the day I'm shooting it. Hey Bo, good morning. I normally shoot these on Friday, but it's the end of the semester and it's so busy at school that I didn't have enough time. By the time I got around to shooting, it was way too dark, and so I thought I'd just get up, shoot it Saturday, and tell you about all the cool new things that have been going on. Over here, and apologize for the dog barking, but this is a cherry tree. I do not remember the variety. It is a fruiting cherry tree, and I want to say it's Montmorency, but I'm not 100% sure. We got some bearded iris underneath, but if you also notice over here, I've started pruning roses. Last time we talked, it was hot. It was in the 80s, and we have finally cooled down. We have some night temperatures in the 40s and some days now in the 60s. So it's good weather to prune roses. You can see that with the roses, you always try to do that vase shape where it's kind of that circular type of formation. And you also always want the buds, which this is a bud right here. You can normally identify it because there is a line just below it, and that line is the leaf scar where a leaf was. And then the bud, the top one, you want outwardly facing. So that way, when this plant grows, it's gonna grow out rather than in toward the center. So that's generally what you want to do for roses. And if there's one that's a little bit more, let me show you, let's see. Let's go over here into the bed. Queen Elizabeth also pruned back. This is the Leonotis that I did a second pruning on. As far as that went, the first pruning, I just removed everything that was about anything higher than about a foot tall. And then this let me do a lot more detailed pruning here. And again, I'll probably, there's a few tall branches up there to the left. Those will be removed and cut back so it's a little bit more even. But you can already see we've got a lot of new growth here at the base, and that's what we're looking for. This is going to grow real nice. Again, it's going to get about 6 foot tall, 6 foot wide. We have Bo sneaking in on us. There we go. And so mid-season this year, I'll probably be cutting it back as well. So we talked about leaf scars just now, and let me see if I can focus in on that. Yeah, it's not focusing, but this is the leaf. And when we remove it, it's going to have there we go. It's going to have a leaf scar right underneath that bud, and the bud is going to be what produces the new branch that comes out in the spring. So anyway, that is how you prune a rose. You can see that I've started digging around, although Bo will take credit for it. I've started digging around the base of the dead plum tree, and that'll come out hopefully in the next week. Other things going on back here. Let's head out of the flower bed. We've got the apricot. This is a Blenheim or royal apricot, already pruned back a couple of weeks. This is some great damage from leafcutter bee. You can kind of see that semicircular spot there. Those are singular bees. They don't swarm in groups or anything like that. You'll see most of their damage on particular rose varieties like Celebrity, and that particular red gets hit as well. The gumdrop bay tree. I did get some new grassy plants for this area here to help kind of that Japanese effect. I'll put the name right there on the screen. Hold on. There we go. It's one I'm not familiar with, but I'm hoping it will take the sun better than the Liriope did. The Liriope did survive this year's summer. However, it looks horrible and it needs to come out. So, you know, this is the time of year where you can go ahead and make those decisions and change things that you set. I would have loved for the Liriope just to be this nice kind of curved plant where you have it in 4 or 5 different sections here, and it's just not fitting the bill just because it's too warm here. So I thought I'd pop in some of this same type of effect, and I think it will look pretty good. I also want to drop in, as Bo gets up on her little perch there, possibly something here where it's going to be upright, but I also want kind of this to be a window for you to see the rest of the yard. So I don't want this to block per se. So I'll probably end up putting a stake here just to see what the effect would be like. I do need to prune back this gigantic Cecile Brunner rose. I also need to prune back this macadamia, but that'll come over a period of time. And again, we're going to plant something here. I saw maybe an all-in-one almond tree that I'll plop in here. I'm going to check out and see if Home Depot is selling any of them bare root. Right now is a great time to get bare root fruit trees and roses. That is the best price for those types of plants. And especially right now, if you can do it between December, January, you're going to get your best selection of not only variety, but of plants within that variety. So, and the cost is so much different. When you're looking at a 5-gallon container here in California, 5-gallon container is going to run you close to $80. But a bare root, probably $25 to $30. We'll head out to Home Depot and find that out for sure, probably later in the week or maybe even right after the holidays, because it's probably crazy busy at Home Depot right now. The crabapple tree in the back. Haven't done anything over here. We saw that nice iris bloom. A lot of leaves dropping off the Anna apple, so we'll be pruning that back shortly. And I want to say I did something over here, but I don't remember what I did. Maybe it was nothing. I don't think it was. All right, let's move on. The dogwood looking perfect over here. We did cut back, and this may be what I was thinking. I don't know if I showed you this last week or not. I pruned back the ligustrum, little pom-pom hedge to the left, and have been working on these. Cut all of these back, removed all of this ivy that was here. So now all of a sudden we've got this really nice stretch over here where the ivy's gone. I've been wanting to remove this because of not only critters, but Bo is always back here because there's usually either a possum. Haven't had raccoons lately, but I know there's, I'm sure, a rat or a mouse or something as well, kind of living in this area here because all our neighbors have ivy against this fence. So over here, I did more pruning. I'm going to thin also all this asparagus out. This is asparagus, I want to say Cetaceous is the botanical name for it. It has got nasty thorns and it's got nasty leaves. When they dry, they become very crumbly and dusty and they get in your eyes. And this is one of the only times where I'm really extra careful, especially when the foliage looks like this instead of the nice richness, because that will crumble, get in your eyes, and it will never come out. It is just awful. This is the only time I really wear eye protection in the yard because I don't want any of that around me. So I guess safety first. Christmas tree, but on this side over here, that's right, I got another Magnolia Elizabeth. So our first Magnolia Elizabeth is over here. I bought this last year. Absolutely beautiful and stunning. And I'm gonna put one right over here on this side so that this entire scene is balanced out. So I've got yellow flowering tulip tree on either side. And then I've got 2 of the blood-good Japanese maples on either side. And in the center, I've got the white flowering Chiananthus. So I thought that would be some nice color contrast. The idea is that the Chiananthus, that's going to kind of fill up this area. It gets up about 15 to 20 feet tall and wide. So that'll kind of block the neighbors out here. Underneath that, shaded from both the Chiananthus and the Elizabeth Magnolia, would be the blood-good Japanese maples. Those are in turn going to shade things like the clivia and the gardenias and pittosporum that are in the back here, along with the ferns. This is the darker area of the yard anyway because of the way that the sun travels, and hopefully this will kind of become more bright as we go on. I did plant some variegated naturalizing tulips back here in the back, right underneath the pine tree, just to the left of the clivia. That will be up shortly. I'm not going to walk back there because I just watered and it's kind of soggy. Over here, we've got the pomegranate, now pretty much totally denuded of foliage. So I'm going to cut that back, probably just to the fence level. All that above is getting too close to the fig. So I'm going to go ahead and chop that back. Also, that'll strengthen the branches down below. Look at that beautiful branching of the Acer palmatum shishigashira. We got Bo over here. All the lights are doing really well, by the way. Even though we have had some cloudy days, they're doing fantastic, and I can't wait to put more of those into the yard. I don't know if there's anything else here that's really showy. We've got a few more buds coming up on the daylily. I need to get in here and do some more pruning. We've got the area that I cleaned out recently, and so that's all doing nice. I did take out the zinnias this last week, so I'll probably put in pansies, something like that. Not sure if I'm going to leave the I'm not sure if these are the flowering petunias or calibrachoa. I don't remember, but they are perennial and they should stay, but I don't know how they look. I may just rip them out. So it may just be some flowering annuals. You can definitely see the daylilies a little bit better now, and also cut back all the tree roses. So those are gonna all sprout out at the same time. I think that may be everything for the backyard. The diosma, the pink breath of heaven, just coming into bloom here. We'll be pruning back the regular pink Alexandria magnolia, and also have a lot of leaf drop now on the genetic dwarf peach and nectarine. There, we're in the shade. So that'll probably be right at first of the year. One of my favorite things, of course, just to run my hand over and take off all those leaves. Something very therapeutic about that. So I think that's it. I think that's where we'll leave you. Bo and I wish you a very happy week, and we'll be back next week to walk you through all the changes to the garden.